Welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast hosted by Rhodey and Diz. The boys will share their tall tales of the one that got away, as well as some regular segments they know all you fishing tragics will enjoy.
G'day guys and welcome to episode 130 of All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast. It's great to be here with you, Rhodey. It's going to be even better in a minute when we knock the top off this frothy as we do at the top of every episode. We have a great guest today. We've got a guest who's previously been on.
He has, Diz, back in episode 52. I went back and had a look today.
So we had to sort of genuinely wind back the clock a little bit on this one, but it is, of course, Brad Towler, who's coming on the show. He's recently taken over a brilliant charter business down off the Cape Jarvis area.
Fleurieu Charters.
Fleurieu Charters, that's right, and we are very much looking forward to having a chat with him later on in today's episode. But we will get stuck into oranges and lemons and some of our usual segments. Plenty in the news today to keep you across, so we're looking forward to that. But let's start with the oranges, and I'm going to roll it straight into mine. It's about a week and a bit away from the Port Lincoln comp, and boy, I'm getting excited. I had a message from Tony the other day. I don't know whether we've announced it on here, but I'm fishing with Tony Lucan, who's got Miller Lou, the Veach, the 27-foot Veach. It's an absolute weapon of a boat. We got stuck into a few too many rums at the end of
Mate, it wasn't just rums, it was shot spears, espresso martinis.
And, look, he recalls a fair bit of it, but we definitely put a bit of heat on him to say that he should take us out on a subsequent comp, and it's paid dividends, Rhodey. It is absolutely paid dividends for me.
So what you're saying is we should have a few too many frothies more often and invite ourselves out on people's boats?
Well, it's looking a bit that way. We've fished the comp twice. We haven't been down in our boat. I'm not quite sure that our boat is capable of fishing those parts in this sort of comp. It is some wild terrain out there. You want to have a serious offshore weapon to do that sort of comp. And yes, we'd get out there if the weather was like last year, Rhodey, but you never know what the weather's going to throw at us this year.
You certainly don't, Diz, and anything could happen, and unfortunately I'm not coming, so if you could talk to Ashton to me and get it put back a couple of weeks, I'd be a chance, but baby Riley's probably just a little bit young for me to do a 3-day sort of fishing voyage.
Yes, fair enough too, and I suppose probably that puts a bit of heat on me to make sure that I make sure there's a beer always in Tony's hands and take care of him and sort of
You'll
make
be
sure that we get along.
Cleaning the boat for him on the Monday.
I'll clean the boat. I'll give it a pre-clean and a post-clean. I'll put in the hard yards.
Because if you cost me my spot next year, I'll be flat.
Fair enough. What's your orange, mate?
Dizzy, we got out at the end of last week, pulled a little sneaky afternoon mission down to Cape Jarvis, had a quick look for some kingfish and tuna. We didn't dwell on that too long. The tuna were hard to find and there was no sight of any kings.
Yep.
We'll touch on that in the fishing report though, Diz, but we did turn our little afternoon around by pulling in 20 squid in quick succession on the coast there at Rapid Bay, and it was great fun, Diz. You forget how good it is when the squid are on.
Yeah, you do. And it's been a while since we've had a hot session like that on squid. We have had some good sessions in the past, but often we might be going in and just trying to get 5 or 6s, keep them as liveys or something like that. But we had a real good session on them, Rhodey, and it was good fun filling up the esky. And
probably of the 20, 19 of them were good size.
Yeah,
a lot of them were big.
They were really good size. They were probably 40 centimetre plus hoods.
Yeah, and look, we nailed them, and those jigs did the absolute damage. But we'll touch on that a little bit later on, Diz.
We will, Rhodey. Good call.
And we won't mention the 3 or 4 that you dropped.
No, we won't. We might talk about that a little bit in the fishing report. We'll see how we go. I'll roll that into my lemon, and it's going to be for me no tuna or kings. We did go down that part thinking we'd have a bit of a look around, see if we couldn't see any activity, any birds working, something like that for any tuna. That was certainly not the case. We went out to a little spot we've got with some lumps out there, see if the kings were around. No joy. But like you say, we turned it around with the squid, and it was a good session all in all.
It is, Diz, and at least you've got the tuna comp in Port Lincoln to try and take the take the donut away from our tuna season.
Yeah, good call. What's your lemon been, mate?
I just realised just before I'm back to work tomorrow, my two and a bit weeks of paternity leave has come and gone, and reality is going to hit me tomorrow.
Yeah, that's not going to be much fun.
So 2 kids is pretty easy. Probably throwing work in the mix might make it a little bit harder.
Yeah, I think it might. And then you're back for a few weeks and then you're off again.
Yeah, got a couple of weeks of work. Then we're over to Victoria for a week and a half for a wedding.
Or are you just sort of doing 2 on, 2 off now? Is that what you're rolling into?
Yeah, fly in, fly out.
Fair enough.
And you know how I said a wedding that goes for a week and a half? Good excuse to take a couple of...
Yeah, it sounds to me like a holiday.
Anyway.
Good, righto, Rody. We've got, of course, we love all of the photos that people keep sending us, and we just really do enjoy seeing what adventures you've been up to, particularly if we've had a bit of a quiet patch and haven't been out in the boat for a couple of weeks. Just seeing what all of you guys and girls have been up to out there on the water just spurs us along onto the next trip. But we will just give a bit of a touch on the one of our social media posts recently, Rody. That is, of course, the Salty Captain reel that we put up of the Flowvac. Another great piece of kit from Salty Captain. They keep bringing out the really good stuff. Of course, we've always got a photo up at the end of our day of engine flush or saltwater detergent, one or the other, of how we've been washing up the boat at the end of a long day.
And the Flowvac's a good product, we've used it once or twice, got our hands on one, and it pumps, what did it say, 30 litres per minute, which is a fair bit, I thought.
Yeah, it is quite a bit.
No power, no batteries, it just works on a vacuum sort of system, I suppose, doesn't it, based on your garden hose?
Yeah, Venturi type system.
That's right, that's the technical word.
Yes.
All right.
I'm always up on the technicalities.
Yeah, good on you, champ.
Good stuff. Follow along there, and like I said, send in. Let us know what you've been up to out on the water. We love getting around it. All right, Rody, let's get into the news.
Rody and Diz have been searching far and wide to bring you the latest news across all fishing in the state, and we'll give you the rundown on what you need to know.
Rody, the John Johnson Memorial Wirrina Tuna Comp has not had a good run on weather, and it's been postponed again.
It has, Diz, and they haven't given, I think it was cancelled the week before from its original date and postponed by a week. It's now been postponed again. It was set to be held this weekend just gone on the 22nd and 23rd of Feb. Weather wasn't really up to it, particularly the early forecast looked pretty average, and they haven't given a date this time.
Yeah, which is fair enough, because I think they're going to run into some other comps like we talked about. The Port Lincoln Tuna Comp's only a week or two away. So I'm sure they'll find a date. I really hope they do. It's always a wonderful weekend by all accounts there. They've got plenty of good prizes like we talked about. So we'll watch that one closely, and of course we'll report on it when we get there. Brody, another one, mate, the South Coast Tuna Comp. That's at the Encounter Bay Footy Club. That one's going ahead.
Yeah, so that's next weekend, so sign in and register on the 28th at Encounter Bay Footy Oval. They're then having a shotgun start on Encounter Bay, Saturday the 1st and Sunday the 2nd. There's a Facebook page with some more details, great prizes, cash and trophy for winners. It's free camping and showers at the footy club, bar and hot food available. Plenty of great sponsors. So good on the Encounter Bay Footy Club for, I suppose, jumping in and filling the void that was left by the Coast to Coast Diz.
Yes, yeah. Good stuff. Well, we'll watch that one closely as well, and we'll report back here for the winners. I'm sure they'll have a great weekend. Rody, the next one on the news item list is the Aroona Dam closure, which is from 6 p.m. on Thursday the 13th of March through till 6 p.m. Tuesday the 18th of March. And they do that, I think it's annually, for pest control. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, did it say...
We have talked about this in the
past.
I
think we have too, and it says pest control / shooting activities. So joining between the lines, they've got some sort of vermin, would you say, Diz?
Yeah, well, they've got some issues with something that needs removing from the area. So they obviously go down, close the dam, make sure it's all safe, get rid of the pests, which of course then allows for people to get back there and have a fun day on the water, which, of course, if you've been following Wreckfish's socials along and they're worthwhile following, is a great photo here of our friend of the show, Gavin Matthews, and he's also the Wreckfish SA board member. He's got a beautiful yellow belly up there.
A few miles from KI where he's based, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a few miles, that's for sure. Must have really felt like a freshwater session.
Had enough of catching monster brim from what's the river down there? The Harriet River?
Oh, yeah.
Have I made that up?
I'll believe you. But no, great stuff there, Roddy. All right, Roddy, let's talk about the new boat ramp camera that's at Wirrina. This is going to be helpful to see the activity down there.
There's actually two deers, one facing each direction. So they've called one Wirrina Cove and one Wirrina Cove Breakwater. So it's sort of facing both directions, I suppose. So you can see out sort of how the water's looking and how the boat ramp's looking.
Okay, nice.
So that's on Marine Safety's website, Diz. And we should also mention, we did mention this a couple of weeks ago, the Marine Safety Lifejacket, Stay Afloat Lifejacket clinics that they were going to start running. It was supposed to be held at the John Johnson Wirrina Comp.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't happen, but there's a number of clinics coming up, Diz, and they are across the state. So they're coming up thanks to Marine Safety. It's called Stay Afloat With Us, and it's all about knowing how to wear, maintain your life jackets, servicing them, and making sure they're up to date. So there's already been a couple held at that Port Adelaide Dockside Festival. We've got West Beach, North Haven, Victor Harbour, O'Sullivan's Beach, Lucendale Field Days, Drossen, Largs Bay, Renmark, Barmera and Wallaroo.
How good.
And
Plenty.
that's sort of from now through to April. So jump on the Marine Safety website and have a look at that. And I think they also share them on their Facebook page. And that is the best way to make sure you're doing the right thing with your life jackets.
Good call, Rody. That's a great campaign to talk through all things life jackets. So we love that, Rody. Brilliant stuff. What else have we got in the news? This is one we don't like to report on, isn't it?
Oh, Dizzy, how often do we hear about this?
Oh, we hate it.
It just happens all the time. The abalone seem to get pillaged by the crooks.
Oh, I know.
And this was a big one.
They get bloody done red-handed.
Do you think it's because when you find the abalone, there can be plenty there?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. And knows their black market talks?
Wow, there must be. They're doing it for some reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, 3 alleged abalone traffickers will face court after being caught with more than 35 kilos of greenlip and blacklip abalone taken from South Australian waters. This one went down at Kimber, and it was a collaboration with South Australian Police at Port Kenny over on the west coast. It's back from 19th of January, but it's sort of just hit the news now. A car that was suspected of being associated was spotted at Kimber, pulled over by police. Fisheries officers attended and found 80 large abalone, weighing more than 35 kilos. There was also diving equipment, storage containers and mobile phones seized. 2 men and 1 woman from Adelaide are expected to be charged with possessing and trafficking a commercial quantity of a priority species. A reminder, the bag limit is 5 and the boat limit is 10. So 80 between 3 people doesn't add up.
No, it definitely doesn't.
And
that's some quick maths from you,
a
Brody.
maximum fine of up to 50 grand or 4 years of jail. We all know they're not going to get that because no one seems to.
Yeah.
But it sort of seems like this happens a bit too often. But anyway, Diz, I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, it's nasty. We don't like reporting on them, but we do like to keep you across some of that activity. And this is another very sad story, Rody, coming out of our news segment. Of course, it is the passing of Mark Mills. Rest in peace. We have had Mark on the show, or Millsy as he was commonly referred to by all of his friends. He did such a fantastic job for a number of charities. I think predominantly Cancer for Kids raised a heck of a lot of money out of the Onkers Stomper, just a genuinely entrenched person as part of the fishing community, and our thoughts are certainly with his family and loved ones, Rody.
Yep, Diz, well said. He'll definitely be missed.
Yes, he will be. All right, Rody, let's talk the listeners through a aquaculture species, which is coming out of an ABC article. Talk us through that.
It's interesting, Diz. This was something I was reading, and it says here a staggering 62% of seafood eaten in Australia is imported, which is a hell of a lot when you think about how much coastline and everything. Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it?
Wow.
So the CSIRO are not happy with that number, and they've embarked on an ambitious project to find a new variety of native white flesh fish that can be farmed sustainably. So they've talked about Australians eating 350,000 tonnes of seafood a year, and more than 50% of that came from aquaculture. So that's where this has came from, Diz. That's sort of the background on it. And what they've looked at a number of species to fill that gap between wild fisheries and consumers, and they've landed on a fish called the pompano, Diz.
The pompano.
So it's endemic in Australia, found in warmer northern waters from Yamba in New South Wales to Exmouth in Western Australia. Similar species are grown overseas, so that's one of the reasons why they chose that. Dr. Matt Cook, nice name, from CSIRO has said that we weren't trying to reinvent the wheel. So that's why they've found something that seems to work overseas. It looks like the flesh is a nice white, standard sort of fish that you can use in a variety of recipes, Diz.
What's it look like? Like a snapper, a sort of a cod?
It looks like actually a sweep.
A sweep?
With yellow fins and a bit of a yellow face.
A fat sweep or?
Look, Diz, I'm no expert, but I would say it's got the shape of a sweep.
It looks sweepy.
And yellow fins.
Does look sweepy.
Yeah, I'd say it looks like a sweep.
Yeah, good call. Well done. Well
described.
So
they've said that this project's been going from 2019 and they've looked at a lot of species and yeah, hopefully that's just a good thing, Diz, because it starts to take a bit of pressure off other species that are caught, potentially like snapper and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's good to see. It seems silly that we are taking so much fish from overseas.
Can I just hypothesize that on for a second though?
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of people who eat seafood might go to the freezer aisle at the supermarket, for example?
Yeah.
And they're going to buy probably prawns that are international, probably fish fingers that are fish internationally sourced. Do you think that's where the 62% comes from? Because it's not going to be people that enjoy going fishing, right? And I get that that's not an enormous percentage of the population, but anybody who enjoys going fishing and eating fish is either going to try and go and catch it themselves, or they might go to their local fishmonger or something like that to try and get something local. Don't you think?
Yeah, but I suppose if they get this up and going on a large scale, maybe it becomes cheap enough that is what you see in the supermarket.
Yeah.
And it says here they're hoping to get fish on plates by 2030 to address the rapidly growing protein demand, which the CSIRO predicts will double by 2050. And that's why they've sort of put this effort in.
Good stuff. All right, we'll follow that one closely, and we'll let you know when you can find a slab of pompano in your local supermarket.
How many episodes will we be up to by then, Diz?
By 2030?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, it'll be a lot. We'll be probably nudging the triple ton.
Oh, mate, we'll have a couple of kids sitting here on the podcast with us by then.
Special guest Lil coming in for comments off the back.
She's got plenty to say, so I wouldn't sort of put it past her.
Good little news segment, Rhodey.
It certainly was, Diz.
Well done, mate. Let's wrap that one up and let's get into the tackle item of the week.
Now it's time for Rhodey and Diz to really show you what it means to have all the gear with a lot of idea as they review a tackle item of the week.
Diz, we've got a absolute winner of a squid jig here, Diz, and we use these on the weekend.
The Cephia clinch.
And absolutely did the damage.
Dynamite lures. Got a rattle.
Got a rattle, Diz, as always.
They've got flash boost in quite a few of them.
And let's let the listeners in on the secret. Which ones did the damage for us? I know everyone gets a bit funny about colours.
They do. I just went the plain white.
I think it's called the Kimura white, Diz.
Kimura white.
I'm looking here.
It did the damage. It was smashing them.
And I had the predominantly pink one. I'm looking through the catalogue here, and I actually can't find the exact wording of what it's called, but it was basically the pink jig.
Yeah, no, it was good. We had a good combo going, and we were into them in a big way.
And we actually jumped around a couple of other lures too, Diz, and went back to those ones pretty quickly.
Yeah, we did. I mean, there was sort of a few hot bites there where most of them might have been going to mine or yours when we changed up lures. So then we just went back to the old faithful that we'd started on, which really maybe the squid just had their eye in on them. I don't really know, but they just did the damage for us on the day. I think squidding's one of those things where you just want to mix up the lures. You want to have a good array of lures ready to rock and roll. You definitely want one of Shimano's squid jig Iggy. I think it's an Iggy case.
Yes,
Brody?
it is correct.
Beautiful piece of kit. Stores your squid jigs very nicely. Stops them from getting tangled. Easy to give them a good clean. Easy to see which one you want and pack it away nicely into your tackle bag. So, yep, good stuff all round there. No surprise, it's a great quality piece of kit coming out of Shimano.
Here you go. Mine was the Pink Glow.
Pink Glow, well done.
And the other thing that was interesting is when we got these particular two jigs out of the case, which is a bit of a lesson there, both of them look like you looked at them and you thought, we've used them a lot.
Yeah.
They had a little, some scuffing of the fabric.
Yeah, well, when those big beaks just come and smack them and you've been using them quite a bit, it happens. To be honest with you, I reckon if you were using other lures, like a cheaper type of lure, we wouldn't have even got through that.
Nah, because I was going to say, we've pulled those two lures out a hell of a lot of times.
Yeah, we have.
And they've been in our boat for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And the fact that even when that fabric gets a little bit scuffed, they just went nuts on them. And we actually got a new lure out of the pack and did no good.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
they seem to go back to the old favourites, and that pink and the white just seem to be absolutely nailing them on the weekend. What do you say that, there's that theory with the squid jigs that you use light colours on a light day and dark colours on a dark day? Is that right?
Yeah, something like that.
It was pretty sunny.
Yeah.
And we had the light lures, maybe. They're also colourblind, aren't they?
Yes.
Isn't that the theory too? So maybe that it's more to do with the shape and the sinking rate of the squid jig.
Yes.
As opposed to the actual fabric. And maybe, what do they call it? Like the mirror. No, not the mirror. It's not necessarily the colour, but it's the reflection that comes from behind the fabric. Is that right?
I mean, that's probably the flash boost technology working. It's absolute magic there, mate.
You've said it in one.
Yeah. Well, it's no surprise. Great piece of kit. Get down to your local tackle store. Stock up on them. Stock up on them. Get one of every colour.
And, as we said, big squid too, so it gets the big ones.
Yeah, good call. Rhodey, what do we got? We've got the guest. Let's get him on the line. Brad Towler.
Now it's time to get our guest on the line. We'll ask them the all-important 5 questions, then chat all things fishing in SA.
All right, Dizzy, we are here with Brad Towler. He is the new skipper and owner of Fleurieu Charters. He came on in episode 52 and we've had him back for round 2. Brad, welcome again to the podcast.
Thanks, fellas. Cheers to having us on board.
Mate, really good to have you back on. It was a while ago and we've sort of really not achieved much, I'm going to say, in the time between episode 52 and now. But you are kicking goals, man. So you're down running the charters. We were just having a bit of a chat before we got you on and you're still doing all of your service stuff and everything in between. I don't know how you find the time and we're looking forward to getting stuck into it. So give the listeners out there, mate, a bit of a rundown of what's happened in the last little while for you.
Yeah, so it all sort of started about, 12 months ago. Gary and I had a bit of a chat in regards to buying the charter boat. So we sort of back and forth over the 12 months, just negotiated numbers and, all the rest of it. And we sort of come to an agreement just before Christmas. And then we officially signed over on the 1st of January. So, I took over Fleurieu Charters. It's, been going for the last 30 years and, sort of look at keeping it going and upgrading it moving forward, expanding the fleet and, doing some long-range stuff. And we're heading down to Port Mac in April and going to chase the barrels. So that's going to be awesome.
Beautiful. So tell us about how it's working. So you're skippering the boat some of the time and you've got a bit of a team that works with you. Is that right? So you can still run both businesses?
Yeah. So what goes on is I also lease the second boat at the moment from Gary. So we're in transition at the moment to purchasing that. So currently leasing that. So Ben Shannon, he stayed on with us. He's been with Gary since near on day one. He's one of our full-time skippers, and then myself as well. So I run my boat, which is the 10.4 Gallant, and then when it's just a single charter, it's Ben and I that run it. So we're just putting on some new crew at the moment as well, which is good. Trying to find good crew is hard to find these days.
Yeah, it's a common theme across a lot of industries, mate. Finding people is not easy at the moment. But I'm pretty confident, mate. You've got a compelling offer down there. I'm sure you'll get a good crew together and keep that business going for many, many years to come. Now, tell us, how's the season been for you so far since you sort of took over, like you said, in January? You've been getting on to plenty. Tell us about some of your notable catches.
Yeah, so we actually found the fish when they first arrived just after Christmas, and it was sort of a bit hard to keep it to yourself for a little while. And then, word got out that there was some fish about, so we had it to ourselves for, a solid, let's say, at least 9 days. And then, word got out, and it was on. So the fish have been really good. They've been moving fast, as they do. We're having to do some miles now to get them, but we're still getting into them, which is fantastic. We actually got a cracker the other day. I don't know if you're following the page at all, but we got a 25 kilo fish. It was actually a ripper. It got him under the boat and popped the hooks, and he's like, oh shit! And the next thing you know, it grabbed the lure again and took off again. So yeah.
Oh, what?
We got it and we landed it. Yeah, it was 25 kilo, or just on 25 kilos. Yeah, it was a thumper of a fish, so it was good for the season.
Wow, very, very impressive. So tell us about the business. So you got the 2 charter boats.
Yep.
Mostly tuna fishing at this time of year. Then you do a bit of bottom bouncing once you hopefully catch your tuna. Is that right?
Yeah. So look, we're trying to just focus on our offshore stuff at the moment. So there's still tuna close by around the corner of Cape Willoughby, but we're sort of doing a tuna in the morning and then doing some bottom bouncing, to fill in the rest of the day. Head back and we pick up from Wirrina as well now. So if if anyone's interested, we can pick you up from Wirrina or from Cape Jervis. It's much. So.
And then you're going to head down to the southeast for a bit of a crackdown on the barrels. That'll be chartering as well.
Yeah, so we're just waiting. Obviously, it's too far out at the moment, but get that weather window start of April. And once I've got a nice bit of weather as such, I'll steam the boat down and it'll stay down at Port Mac for the 3 months and wait for another weather window to sort of steam home. But so that's going to be $2,000 for the boat, maximum 4 people, accommodation $50 a head per night. That's what we're going to be doing.
That sounds like an epic trip, and I'm sure you're going to be absolutely chock-a-block. All we can really hope for is that the barrels are thick and you can land a few 100 kilo plus ones, mate.
Oh, mate, it's going to be great. There's good signs already, so hopefully, fingers crossed with all the upwelling and everything that's moving around. Hopefully, the fish turn on, and it's going to be hopefully a cracker season. Wicked,
mate. Now tell us, why did you want to get into it? Was it sort of something you've been eyeing off for a while? Tell us a bit about it. And you've clearly, I can sort of hear it in our brief chat so far. You're really passionate about growing it, making sure your clients have a really good experience on the day and sort of diversifying, I think, a bit by the sounds of things. So this been in your mind knocking around for quite a while, or what's the go?
Look, I've... as I sort of mentioned previous, I sort of left school when I was quite young, become a fisherman, and sort of grew that way. So sort of spent 20 years in the industry, working my way around and become an engineer and bits and pieces. So it's sort of something I did want to do in the future. I thought, well, I'm 40 this year, so I might as well treat myself. And the kids are getting older, so I sort of want to try and be around them as much as possible. And my youngest daughter loves fishing as well, so she wants to get on board and help out. So try and make it a bit of a family thing. As I said, home more. And when this sort of come up, I thought, well, bugger it, I'll give the mines up and just do my Towler Marine and the charter stuff.
Beautiful. Tell us about the 2 boats.
10.4 Clayton Gallant, surveyed for 8 people. and the other boat is a 9.7 Clayton Gallant, which is also a servo for 8 people. So they're running diesel engines in them. They're no powerhouses, but they still get us out there and, sit on that 15, 17 knots most of the time. We get onto the fish fairly quick.
Which one are you taking down to Port Mac?
The Offshore Express, 10.4 Gallant.
Beautiful. And will the other one be back here running charters all through the winter, or it sort of dies down a bit that time of year, does it?
Yeah, so we're going to focus on doing a fair bit of metro stuff and chasing whiting and doing all that sort of stuff through the winter. So, as you know, it's good whiting fishing through winter. So we're really going to try and pump that up and promote that as well. So, that'll stay down here doing that. Benny will run that most of the time.
And you're going to bring a metro, did you say, for a while?
Yeah, well, when I say metro, sort of, Cape Jervis, Wirrina, and then sort of head across the other side, fish the island as well. Like I said, winter whiting's always good, so get some thumpers. That's just as good as catching a tuna when you're getting a big 60-centimetre whiting.
Nice. Well, you've got as much diversity on your charter business as just about anyone running around there, Brad.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Beautiful. And tell us a typical day, mostly full day trips. Do you were talking about doing some overnighters as well?
Yeah, so the full day is $19.80 for the boat, 6 people, and then $3.30 a head after that, maximum 8. And a half day. We do half days as well, but at the end of the day, like a full day's what we're trying to promote, just for the fact of it being you get the best experience out of it. The overnight stuff, we're just in talks with a couple of people at the moment of locations of where we can go and stay and all the rest of it. But yeah, we're thinking about doing a couple of long range trips moving forward, like maybe after Port Mac. Might go up towards Wedge and play around up that end. It's all just planning stages, mate. Business progress.
Really good, mate. We've had on our bucket list for quite some time, haven't we, Rhodey, to try and knock off a overnighter or a couple of nights. So we'll be really keen to keep in touch with you, mate, once those plans keep progressing, and love to come out on the boat with you and get a bit of a trip together. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, anytime. Yeah, just give us a call. We'll sort you out, that's for sure. And if you want to come down on the barrels, let us know. We might be able to do a live podcast or something for you out on the barrel hooked up, mate. That'd be good.
I'm not against that at all, Brad. Now tell us, what are the challenges you've found since getting into the charter game as someone who's a bit newer to it? Is it the weather that messes you around, or finding the fish, or what have you found hard?
Look, mate, the weather is our biggest killer. I can have both boats booked out for, the other weekend we cancelled 2 weekends in a row, so we lost out sort of, what did we lose? 12 charters in total. And it was just weather, so there's nothing you can do about that. It is what it is. And it's just having to ring the customer and tell them no. The rest of it sort of, it's all just time on the water. And as you know yourself, finding new ground and, different bits and pieces, and just learning the boat really, getting the feel for the boat, and just that makes the job a lot easier once you sort of know what's going on with the boat as well. Yeah.
And did you inherit plenty of spots with the boats?
Yeah, so when I bought the business from Gary, I got the old GPS, which is good. Half of it was handwritten in a book with landmarks, but that's fine. He's a top bloke. He's a very smart fisherman. And it's really funny, actually, because I run like an Avionics Pro, and so relating to some of the marks on his chart to the Navionics, was trying to show him like them with C-mounts and how all 3D it is and that. And it was good to show him what it actually looks like, all the hard work that he's put in over the years, just running a sounder and, like I said, landmarks and bits and pieces, what actually certain things are, what it looks like on the 3D.
Wow. Must be, it shows how far that technology, I suppose, has come in that 30 years that you talked about, doesn't it?
100%, yeah. And they still do it to this day. There's, flash equipment out there, and they're still running the 585, and it does well. So once you know how to read the sounder and what you're doing, it's
Yeah. And
uphill from there.
What about in the first couple of months? Have you had any sort of weird or wacky catches that someone's pulled up from the depths?
Not really. No, we get some good fish. Like the other day, we got a nice 8 kilo morwong, and it's always rewarding to see nice big fish like that coming up. Yeah, not really, mate. Actually, we had the other week we had about a 8 or 9 foot bobbygong come up, and he was nice and happy. So yeah, no, we let him go, which was good. But yeah, no, nothing really come up crazy at the moment.
Awesome, mate. Now tell us, without divulging any of the specifics of the deal, if I'm putting myself in Gary's shoe, part of the deal for me is just a sort of lifetime of endless charters whenever the weather's glorious and you've got a spare spot on the boat. Did he sort of struck up any of those sort of deals, or is he just enjoying himself in a bit of retirement and doing a bit of fishing by himself after helping out clients for all those years?
Yeah, look, Gary's not retiring by any time soon. He's one man you will never keep down. He's still involved with Fleurieu Charters, so he does a bit of work with us as well. He's got some customers that he's now good mates with that come out with him religiously every year. Like we've just done a trip for him. His mates have been coming out. They did a 3-dayer. They sort of stay down the Cape. So he's still involved. He's still mucking around with us. He helps me out a lot. He's got a fuel cell there. I'll look after me with that. And he's just a great help. He just wants to see it succeed. So yeah, he's sticking around for a while, which is great.
Beautiful. Very good, Brad. Thanks for joining us on the podcast. Now, you've got lots of exciting opportunities for anyone who wants to come out and get into any of the fish that we've spoken about today. Where are people best to find you?
Mate, you can jump on our Facebook page, Fleurieu Charters, follow us there. Or just give us a call, 0401 426 079. We also got a website, gocharterfishing.com. That's getting updated at the moment. But yeah, there's some details on there where you can send us an email or whatever you want to do. But yeah, just give us a call. It's probably easy to have a chat and see where I'm looking at with the diary.
Brilliant, Brad. Thank you very much for joining us. Really great to hear how well you've done so far and some of those plans you've got in the pipeline. We're certainly keen to follow that along on the socials and everything else. All the best for the rest of the season, mate. And that barrel sounds all right, Rody. We might have to get down there and do a live podcast. It'd be really good, mate. Brad, you've been very generous with your time. Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. Good to hear from you.
Geez, that was good to catch up with Brad again. Like I said, Rody, it does feel like quite a long time ago, episode 52. So good to have Brad on again and hear everything he's been up to.
Dizzy, he is certainly ticking all the boxes. The Fleurieu Peninsula, down to the southeast, bit of whiting stuff over winter. He's a man of many talents, Brad, with his marine business as well.
Yes. Yeah, good call, Rody. Love it. All right, mate, let's get in the fishing report before we wrap this one up.
Rody and Diz have been out on the water to bring you the news about where they're biting. Now it's time for the fishing report.
Well, Rody, what do we got? I mean, we should probably start by our little mission off Cape Jarvis a while back.
We should, Diz. Kingfish, not there.
Kingfish, no good. Went in, had a little bit of a tangle on the anchor situation.
Oh, we did have a tangle, didn't we? That was when we were squid, not kingfishing. though. We tried for kingfish for what, a couple of hours?
Yeah.
Tried a few lumps, no good.
Yeah, we did. We thought we were sounding something there for a little while, but no joy there. So then we headed in and, boy, did we have a good session on the squid, Rody.
We did, Diz. 20 squid, good size. We haven't done that in ages, actually.
Yeah, we haven't. We've really, if we've been squidding, we're sort of just trying to catch a bit of quick live bait or maybe just a little float dangling out the back while we might be targeting whiting or something like that. And sure, you might pluck off one or two and you'll have a bit of a feed, but we've never really, but we haven't for quite some time really targeted getting a good feed of them, and they were really good sized squid, weren't they?
They certainly were, Diz, and it was one of those days where you caught one and then three others followed it, and then if you're quick, you could catch them pretty quickly. So you'd catch 3 or 4 at a time, and it'd go quiet, they'd come again. The Shimano Cephia jigsties, the Kimura White and the Pink Glow, did the absolute damage, those two colours in particular.
Yes, they certainly did, Rhodey, and it's no great surprise. They absolutely smashed them. We had a great session there. So good fun all round. Weather was lovely.
It was, and it sounds like squid like that are similar across the state, Diz. I've been hearing lots of people getting squid, which is good to hear. I think this is probably a good time of year for them.
Mm-hmm. Good call. We saw the Marine Parks boat out there.
We did. I've never seen that. So they would have been heading off to Rapid Bay, that big marine park there.
Rapid Head.
Yeah, that's it. And from experience, there's often boats stopped in that zone.
Yes, we have seen quite a few boats fishing that area for some time.
So I wouldn't have been surprised if they pinged a few. I don't know. We only sort of went from, we didn't go that far up, but who knows, Diz?
Yes.
And on that topic, actually, Diz, I don't know whether you've seen any of this, but it was good to see them out and about. But did you see Vic Fisheries are cutting a heap of staff? I think they've cut 27 fisheries officers and they've converted what are left into, I think they called them education and something officers. So they're not actually there as much. Well, I think it's still a part of their role to punish people for doing the wrong thing, but they're as much about education as they are about enforcing the rules.
So what do they think? They've sorted out all the problems. They don't need to enforce anything.
I think the Vic government's cutting money on everything, and that's just one of the areas.
Yeah.
And I heard
wow,
Dangerfield and Red Habgood's podcast went into quite a bit of depth about it, and they had the CEO of Vic Fisheries and a bloke who'd been a fisheries officer for 40 years and has recently retired, and he basically teed off on him.
Said
it's a disgrace, like you're cutting all their staff and they've built it up to be such a great fishery, which it is. Like the amount of fish that come out of Victoria for the people that fish it, it's a good fishery. But they're just saying now that no one's going to abide by the rules and there's going to be rogue activity everywhere. And he was saying that it was interesting. He said that some of the officers were only going to have one staff member and it's going to be basically straight away a work safe issue that you can't go out and try and tell someone they're doing the wrong thing on your own.
Oh, wow. That's hectic. See, I thought you were going to say they've replaced them with AI or something like that.
It did actually mention something about drones too.
Oh.
So, I don't know, maybe you cut 27 staff and you buy a lot of drones and who knows.
Yeah, interesting. Well, that'll be an interesting one to follow on. We might see the ramifications of some of that rogue activity there. Let's move on to the tuna, Roadie. Shane, our great friend of the show from Tackle World Port Lincoln, he has been getting into the tuna and sambos big time, and I just know he's going to be frothing for the comp.
Yeah, you reckon he was doing a bit of a recce mission?
Well, mate, I wouldn't be surprised, but to be honest with you, probably doesn't need to. Shano would have his finger on the pulse of where the fish are at all times, I reckon. Seems to do very well. A regular, sort of high up on the leaderboard person for that comp, no doubt about it. And I'm looking forward to catching up with him over there, mate.
Well, while we're talking about the Port Lincoln Tuna Comp, the competition shared your team, Tony Lucan, yourself and team aboard Miller Lou.
Yes.
Have you spoken to Tony? Does he know where the fish are?
Yeah, I've spoken to Tony. He's doing a bit of research. He's sort of getting into some of the specifics about where the location is of the best fish, and I think we're a pretty good chance of winning it.
Oh, if you take out the big prize, you better buy the podcast a nice little present.
Yeah, good call. But no, really looking forward to it next week. We'll head over there. It'll be great to catch up with everyone. Really looking forward to having a ride on the Miller Lou. That's a weapon of a boat. And, all we can really hope for now, Rhodey, is that the weather plays the game.
We can, Diz. And while we're talking tuna comps, the fish on the Fleurieu, as we said, we didn't see any. And they seem to be scattered, mixed reports. It sounds like Fleurieu Charters getting them, but certainly not us, Diz. And we did mention just before about the Wirrina tuna comp being rescheduled. I've just found here they've actually got a date for it now. So the 22nd and 23rd of March. So what's that, Diz? Is that 2 weekends after the Port Lincoln comp? I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've rescheduled it twice. Fingers crossed his third date is a goer. So that's the John Johnson Memorial Wirrina tuna comp.
Yeah. Nice one. Well, we'll look forward to seeing what happens there, and good call, Rhodey. Let's hope the weather plays the game and they can get that comp up and running, because it is always a good one. And like we said, there's some serious prizes to be had.
Any more tuna to Yorks? How's that fishing?
No word, mate.
No
I
word?
think they're getting them wide.
Yeah, they certainly
Real
weren't
wide.
getting them that other week when we went. But I think Reef Encounters had plenty of videos up.
Okay.
And I don't know whether you actually saw this one, Diz. Wreckfish is running another women's charter down at Marion Bay.
Yes, I did
think
see
that was maybe April.
Yep, that'd be about right.
So another chance to get some more women involved in fishing, Tiz.
Love that, Rhodey. And like we touched on as well, there's squid everywhere. People seem to be doing quite well on them.
And still blue swimmer crabs around by the
Yeah.
sounds. York's firing.
Yep. Dad
Has
was
Dad
over
been out? I
there.
was
Yeah,
gonna
he had their my brother's in-laws, so they were over there. Brother's just had his second baby, so they were over there getting stuck into him. And that's Mark, and he rates the blue swimmer crabs. Loves them.
Are they from Victoria?
They are from Victoria.
Yep, they rate
Yep.
them. Come over here and pillage
Rate 'em
all our
big
fish,
time.
all our seafood.
He's like, oh mate, these things they're up there, if not better than lobster. Was his call?
Oh, big call.
It's a big call.
That'll make you jealous with your little blue swimmer crab allergy.
Yeah, it would be. But huge call. But there was no chance of them bringing back any blue swimmer crabs with him around. He was just sort of hoarding
Just
them all to
hoovering them
himself.
down.
Hoovering them down. Good call.
All right, Diz, and last one. This was an epic catch.
Yeah, wow. Big mully off the jetty.
Yeah, it was. It was impressive. So Alana Hockley shared this photo, and a good sized mulloway, and it's a very small jetty, that one at Port Elliot, isn't it?
Yeah, what's the big chunk out of the top of it?
Don't know. I saw a few comments saying either a shark or a net.
Okay.
I don't know whether that's been proven one way. And if I know one thing about fishing, Diz, putting a photo like that on Facebook is a sure way to get a crowd of people the next day.
Oh mate, that you wouldn't have been. It would have been standing room only on that jetty.
No, they had one of those, the Coles Deli where you take your ticket and it comes up. That you had to get a ticket to get on the jetty.
Good call. There was probably security down there. I'm not sure that jetty could weight bear
It's like the
everyone.
It's like the General Havelock Hotel doing $2 schooners back in the day, and security were on their game.
Good call. All right, Rhodey, juicy little fishing report for the listeners out there. Love that. That just about wraps up today's episode.
We've missed one thing, Diz.
Oh, what did I miss?
5-year birthday.
Oh, 5 years of the potty.
Oh, how good is that? I thought you might have rocked up with a present for me.
Jeez. Well, we're episode 130. I mean, we're really settling in after turning up at 100.
It's unbelievable. 5 years. Stu Ferenczi was our first guest 5 years ago today.
Mate, Stu was such a great guest, and I feel like he's stiff not to get a second run.
He's had a second run.
No, like a third run or a fourth run or a fifth run.
Yeah.
We should have had Stu annually on the anniversary of the podcast.
We should have. Maybe next year. Maybe for year 6.
Good call. All right, thanks for listening in. Keep doing what you're doing. Share your photos. Share it on the socials and get around us.
Rhodey and Diz hope you enjoyed today's episode of All the Gear But No Idea. Keep up to date by liking and sharing us on Facebook and Instagram. And you can subscribe on all the major podcast platforms. Until next time, good luck fishing.